Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. I'm Susie Grusin, back here for Tuesday Tips with Susie to help you with dealing with and overcoming BDD and perhaps even an eating disorder if you have that associated with BDD. When I talk here, these things that I talk about are interchangeable, meaning that it applies to people who are suffering with BDD and or an eating disorder. I've suffered with both, as many of you know by now. If you're new, I'm someone who suffered with BDD and EDD for over 30 years and learned to manage it and overcome it and live a happy, healthy life now. And I've always wanted to be able to help people through my experience with these diseases and share with you some tips and techniques and tools that I use. So I'm here every week on Tuesdays. Again, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist or behavioral therapist. I just want to come on and help people because I know how debilitating these diseases can be. So if you remember, if you were here last week or watched the replay, I talked to you about vibrational and energy medicine and how that can help us heal. And I've talked to you about what that is and how I've used it to help myself. And I talked about two specific healing modalities, vibrational energy healing modalities, in particular Reiki and what that was, and pranic healing and what that was. And so I'm going to do a quick review on what pranic healing is, because the technique I'm going to share with you today is from pranic healing and how it's helped me. So, pranic healing. Pranic healing is a non-touch energy healing modality that assists the body's innate ability to heal itself, because our body can heal itself, and that's what it does. It was designed to do that. So, by using energy or prana, which is life force energy, and how to use that to manipulate different things in our body so that we can heal. Different things in our body, meeting our energy centers and our aura. So, prana is a word for life force energy. Another word for life force energy is chi. Chinese word chi, or ki in Japanese, or ruach in Hebrew. Those are all terms for prana or life force energy. And this life force energy comes from the air and the earth and the sun. And we learn to harness this energy to be able to use it in our body to sustain ourselves, because without life force energy, we would die. We have to have that, just like the air that we breathe. So pranic healing is a pragmatic approach on harnessing this life force energy for enhancing our wealth, our health, our relationships, and our spirituality. It's a way of life. It's a very easy to learn modality that we can use on ourselves to help heal ourselves. To help heal our physical body, to help heal our emotions, to help heal our negative thinking processes, and also to raise our spirituality. So I mentioned last week we have an aura. We have this energy field that surrounds our body. It's an exact blueprint of our physical body. And what happens is with this aura, it's also bioelectric magnetic, meaning it's like a magnet and it draws to it anything that it's in its surroundings. Hi, Valerie, welcome. And hey, Sue, thank you for coming back. And Anna, hello again. Okay, getting back to this bioelectric magnetic field. So it draws to it anything that it's in its environment, and it sticks to it. And if it sits here in this aura that we have, it eventually moves into the physical body and it becomes illness. So what we do is clean out this energy field, and we're going to do that in a little while. We also have energy wheels or portals known as the chakras, that run up and down the center of the body in the front and the back. And what it does, it takes in the prana and it feeds the body and it feeds the organs and the different systems in our body with this prana to help it stay healthy. The different systems, meaning the circulatory system, the digestive system, the endocrine system, and so on. So it takes in this prana and it feeds it to the different systems so we can stay healthy and alive. But a lot of the times our chakras get blocked, as I mentioned last week. They get blocked from our negative thoughts, they get blocked from the environment and from our emotions, and the prana cannot go through. So we have a way of cleaning this out. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So let's try this experiment, okay? I would like you to press the center of your palms like this. These are minor chakras. We have the major chakras that I talked about last week that run up and down the center of the body, and we have hundreds of minor chakras. The hand chakras are one of the minor chakras, and we use them all the time. So you want to feel energy? You want to see what that feels like? Let's try this experiment. Put your hands facing each other like this. Okay? Close your eyes and breathe in and out. Just breathe normally. But at the same time, what I'd like you to do is put your attention on the space between your hands. Okay? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Keep your attention in between your hands. Again, inhale and exhale. Now slowly move your hands apart like this. Okay, keep your attention in the center of your hands. Now bring them back together slowly. Keep your attention on the center of your hands, in between your hands. And pull them out slowly. Keep breathing. Well, of course you will. And again in. And again out. And again in. Do you notice, can you feel anything in between your hands? Do you feel any pressure? Do you feel any heat? Do you feel any coolness, any tingling? Yeah, that is energy. This is the energy that we are working with. Okay, now take one hand, one index finger, and circle around the center of your hand. Okay, slowly circle, and now go back the other way. Do you feel anything in the center of your palm? This is the energy that I've been talking about. Now, let's do the other hand. Index finger, and circle around the center of your palm. Tingling? You feel anything? Go the other way. Great, Sue. Great. Yes. So this is energy that we work with. This is the energy that surrounds us. This is the prana that comes into our body. Okay? So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to sweep away, using the energy in your hands, the dirty energy that sits in the chakra, in the auras, so that you can feel more relaxed, more at peace, more calm. We're going to sweep away the dirty energy and the negative emotions that we have. Great, Anna. Fantastic. So if you were on the page yesterday, Eddie put up that I'd asked that you have a bowl with salt water with you. So if you do, that's fantastic. And if not, that's okay, because there's another way to dump this dirty energy and to clear it, okay? Because what we're going to do is when we clear the dirty energy off our body, it remains in our hands, and we want to dump it into something that will disintegrate and break down that dirty energy. So if you don't have a bowl of salt water, you can visualize a green fire next to you. Why green? Because green is the color that will break down dirty energy, will break down dirty debris that's on us, okay? Also, I didn't mention, But what we can do is after we're dumping that dirty energy off our hands, we're going to clap our hands to disperse of it also. But what I use, and what I should have mentioned, but it's okay, we can just clap our hands, is a spray bottle. Okay, we have a spray bottle and fill it up with rubbing alcohol, 70% or higher, or actually, believe it or not, vodka. Yes, we can use vodka. A low-grade vodka is fine. And we fill up our bottle. It could be this size, 8 ounces. It could be a 4-ounce bottle. And then if you have an 8-ounce bottle, I put in 10 drops of lavender oil, lavender essential oil. Remember, I've talked about oils before. Or we can use tea tree oil and just dump it in, mix it up. And what we do, we spray our hands with it. But if you don't have this, that's okay too. Oh, and if your bottle is smaller, 4 ounces, then you put in 5 drops of lavender oil or tea tree oil. But we will clap our hands. So what I'm going to ask you to do is stand up, because we're going to go through the chakras today and we're going to clean them. Okay? So if you can stand up. All right. And I had to move my chair out of the way. And what I'm going to ask you to do, all right, is put your hands like this. Now that you've pressed the center of your hands, and now your chakras, your hand chakras are bright and big, okay? Have bright white light around your hands. White light is what's going to clear everything. But we want that light to be super bright and super big. So we're going to put our hands in front of us and we're going to say to our hands, bigger, brighter, bigger, brighter, bigger, brighter. Now we have this huge white light, white glove, okay, around our hands, and it's super bright and super big. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is take your tongue and put it on the roof of your mouth, okay, and just leave it there, and just relax. What this does, it's like a circuit, it's like a switch. You put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and a switch goes on, and now the energy will flow much easier. It will flow from the top, the roof of your mouth, up to the top of your head, all the way down your back to your pelvic floor, and then up from the pelvic floor up to the front of the body. And now the energy is going to flow and you'll be able to clean this energy easier. So here we go. Big bright white light. So we're going to start at the top of our head, which is our crown chakra. If you remember from last week, the crown chakra is the entry point of divine energy. It's our connection to source energy, to divine energy, to God, whatever you want to call that, beautiful source energy. It's our connection. When we lose that connection, when we have dirty energy in the chakra, in the crown chakra, it's hard for that energy to come through and have that connection. When we don't have that connection, we experience a lot of depression. And we feel lonely and we feel lost. We want to be able to keep that energy center bright and open and clear so that energy can come through. So this is how we do it. We have our bright white glove. We're only going to use one right now, okay? This bright white glove, and we're going to sweep off the dirty energy. This is the sweeping technique in pranic healing. So one white glove and follow me. We're going to sweep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to take that dirty energy and throw it into the salt water or into that green fire that's next to you. Okay? And we're going to do that again. We're going to imagine the white lights going in and cleaning out that chakra. We're cleaning it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's throw it into the salt water or the green fire. And one more time, let's do that again. We're going to sweep 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw it into the salt water, the green fire, and clap your hands. And if you happen to have a spray bottle, use the spray. This is the time to use the spray. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next chakra, which is the forehead chakra, right here at the hairline. And this is the space. This is the place for our memory. This is our clairvoyance center. And we want to have that clean. So again, bright white glove, and let's clean with one hand again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw that into the salt water. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dump that into the salt water or your green fire. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's dump that into salt water. And we're going to clap our hands and clean our hands. Okay. The next one is the Ajna Chakra. It's spelled A-G-N-A. It's the one right above, in between your eyebrows. This is our will center. This is where we have our willpower, where we're able to put ourselves forth in the world. We're able to take our ideas and use our will to do what we need to do. It's also the place where this is the place where if it's blocked or it's dirty, or too congested, as I mentioned, too much dirty energy, or depleted, not enough energy. This is the place where our addictions stem, okay? Our negative thoughts are here. A lot of the negative thoughts and our addictive personality sits here in the ajna. So we really want to make sure that's super clean, okay? It's also the CEO of all the other chakras. It's the command center. It commands all the other chakras to function properly, okay? So let's go ahead and let's take our one bright white glove. Make sure you're keeping your tongue on your palate, and let's clean the ajna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's dump that into the salt water. Again, let's clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's dump that into the salt water. And one more time. 5, 6, 7. Let's dump it into the salt water and clean our hands. Now, for time's sake, I'm only doing 3 rounds, but you can clean as much as you want, as long as you want. There's no, it can't harm you. Nothing can happen that's negative. So you can clean the chakras as much as you want, and many times a day if you wish. So that's okay. All right. So we're going to move on to the throat chakra. The throat chakra is where we hang on to a lot of worry. Worry sits in the throat. It's also the place where we're supposed to be able to speak our truth. When we have a congested, dirty throat chakra, sometimes we feel like we cannot speak our truth. We're afraid to speak our truth because we're worried about what people are going to think and feeling like we're going to be judged. But it's important that we keep this center clear. It's also our creativity center, higher creativity, meaning creative ideas come in. So that if there's something that you want to do, you want to create something in your life, it's important to keep this clean, okay? So let's go ahead and clean, again, one white glove, and let's clean the throat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the white light's going in and cleaning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And throw that in the salt water. And one more time, let's clean. 6, 7, and into the green fire. And let's clap our hands. Okay, we're going to move on to the heart chakra. The heart chakra, where we have love for people that we know. We have love for ourselves. We have, this is where we are able to keep an open heart so that we can put forth kindness into the world, loving energy into the world. We also hang on to our sadness and grief here. So when we clean the heart chakra, eventually we're able to open our heart and live from our heart more fully. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean the heart chakra. Now we're going to use both gloves this time, both bright white gloves, and this is what we're going to do. Just watch me now. We're going to sweep down and out, and at the end of 7, we're going to scoop the energy, and then we're going to throw that into the salt water. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, scoop and throw. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to scoop and throw it into the salt water. And one more time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to scoop and throw it into the salt water and clean our hands. Now, as I mentioned last week, some of the chakras have a front and a back. The heart is one of those chakras that has a front heart chakra, and a back heart chakra. So if you were to draw a line directly from your heart to the back, that's where it is. But we can't clean this way. Too hard, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is visualize your back body in front of you, okay? Your back body is in front of you, and you're going to visualize your back heart. You're going to see the back heart. And if you have trouble visualizing, that's okay. All you have to do is say, my back heart chakra, or my front heart chakra, or my back solar plexus when we get there. Because what happens is, it's the intention. Where you put your intention is where the energy will flow, okay? So, back heart chakra, we're going to use both hands, and we're going to sweep the back heart chakra. That's also where we hold on to a lot of sadness and grief, okay? Here we go. So this is how we're going to sweep. We're going to go like this, okay? All right, let's sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And throw that in the salt water. My back heart chakra. 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw that into the salt water. And again, one more time. And the white light's going in and cleaning it. And into the green fire. Let's clean our hands. Okay, now we're going to move down to our front solar plexus, that soft spot in between this rib cage, right here. Okay, so this is called the seat of our emotions. This is where we hang on to a lot of the negative emotions that we have. Yes, our happy emotions sit here, but the negative emotions also sit here. They accumulate, and that's how we start to feel even worse over time. So it sits here: anger, frustration, jealousy, envy, greed, all of the negative emotions that you can think of, and it piles up and piles up. So we want to make sure that's clean. Also, when you clean the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra, you'll start to notice a settling. You'll start to notice that you're starting to feel more calm. When you're feeling frustrated or angry, always go ahead and clean those two chakras, and you'll start to notice that you'll start to calm down. All right? So we're going to go ahead and clean the front solar plexus chakra just like we did the heart. Okay? So here we go. Remember? My front solar plexus, and let's clean. Oh, I'm sorry. We want to do the front solar plexus. So we're going to use both hands and clean like the heart. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Scoop and throw it into the salt water. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Scoop and throw it into the salt water. And one more time. 4, 5, 6, 7. And throw that into the salt water. Clean your hands. I think that we can go ahead and clean that solar plexus chakra many times a day throughout the day. 200, 300 times. You can break it up in segments and clean as much as you can, because especially in today's world, a lot of that energy builds up. Okay, let's go to the back solar plexus chakra. So again, if you drew a line from the front to the back, that's where the back solar plexus is. When anger builds up in the solar plexus and it stays there for days, for weeks, for months, for years, it moves into the back solar plexus and it becomes resentment. So resentment, when you hold on to that, sometimes can turn into diabetes. So let's go ahead and clean the back solar plexus, my back solar plexus chakra, and we're going to clean it just like we did the back heart. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw that into the salt water. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw that into the salt water. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Into the salt water and clean your hands. Let's move around back to the front again. And we're going to go to our navel, right where the belly button is. And we want to clean the belly button, because that is also a center of where we have our gut intuition. Our gut instinct sits in here, okay? And it's also, it feeds energy to the colon and to the small intestine. So sometimes when we're under a lot of pressure, sadness, and grief, we start to have digestive issues. That's the center that we clean. So one white glove, okay? And let's go ahead and clean the navel chakra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dump that into the salt water. And again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And bright white light is going in and cleaning that navel. And let's dump it into the salt water and clean our hands. Right behind our navel chakra, directly in the back, is our Mengmen chakra, Mengmein. It's the pumping station. So energy comes in from the earth through our feet up to our basic chakra, which is at our tailbone, and it pumps it into the Mengmen. The Mengmen will then pump it to all the other areas of the body. It's also a place where it regulates our blood pressure. So if we have high blood pressure, we can sweep it, okay? But I'm not telling you to give up your medication, because remember, this goes hand in hand. This is a complementary modality that goes together with traditional medicine. Some of the ailments we may have, maybe like a pain in our knee or maybe a sore throat, we don't actually sometimes have to go to the doctor for that. We can just use this sweeping technique. But if you are on medication or have some serious illness, then continue to see your doctor. But this can go hand in hand. It can help the body, it can help speed up the healing process of your body or whatever that ailment may be. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to clean the Mengmen chakra, okay? Okay, so visualize our back in front of us, and we are going to say our Mengmen chakra, and we're going to clean it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, into the green fire. And again, 4, 5, 6, 7, into the green fire. And again, 4, 5, 6, 7, into the green fire. Let's clean our hands. And last but not least, we're going to go to the basic chakra, which is at our tailbone. So we're having to have our back body in front of us. We're going to visualize our back body in front of us. The basic chakra, this is the center of our self-preservation, self-survival. When we feel like we can't create financial abundance and we can't survive and we start worrying about it, we have a very dirty basic chakra, or it's very depleted. In the case of people who are feeling suicidal, they have a very small, depleted basic chakra. And if we clean it, we can revitalize it. And sometimes that will help. Well, a lot of the times it will help a person feeling on the edge and pulling them back off that ledge. It's also a place of where we feel lazy. If that chakra is dirty, we start to feel lazy. We start to procrastinate. So it's an important chakra, one of the most important ones, so that we can survive in the world, okay? So let's go ahead and let's clean the basic chakra. And again, it's at our tailbone. And we're going to say our basic chakra. And we're going to use both hands and let's clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, into the salt water. And again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's clean our hands. Now, what we want to do is clean out the auric field, which is actually something we should have done first, but that's okay. If you decide to practice it, remember to go ahead and we're going to clean the aura first. Okay, so we have our bright white gloves. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top of our head, and we're going to use those bright white gloves to clean the center of our body. And then we're going to clean the left side, and then we're going to clean the right side. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Bright white gloves at the top of our head. Our tongue is still on the roof of our mouth. And let's go ahead and clean. So this is 1, 1, 1, into the salt water. And let's go ahead and clean again, and again, and into the salt water. And we're going to clean again. 1, this is 3, into the salt water. And again. Okay, and let's clean our hands. Now we need to do the back. So again, we're going to visualize our back body. And we're going to do the same technique. We're going to start at the top of our head. We're going to visualize our back. And let's go ahead. Let's clean down the center of our back and the left side and then the right side. And throw that into the salt water. And let's go ahead and clean down the center and the left side and the right side and into the salt water. And again, let's clean down the center, left and right. And one more time, we're going to clean down the center, left and right. Okay, so our aura should be a little bit cleaner at this point. Okay, our chakras should be cleaner. I also want to teach you one last technique today, and that is what we call cutting of cords. As I mentioned last week, sometimes when we get into an environment with negative people, a invisible cord goes between you and that person. We have the beautiful, loving cords that go between our heart and somebody we love, and back and forth, and those feel good, they're supportive, they make you feel happy and love. But with these negative cords that attach to other people, and remember, it's subconscious, they're not doing it on purpose, they don't know they're doing it. We need to cut those cords, because when we start to feel other people's emotions, they start to weigh us down. We can cut cords every day, and we should, but they do come back. You live in this world, and we come across negative people or environment, whatever that may be, our own negative thoughts and emotions, okay? Create that dirty energy, and sometimes that cord can go out to somebody else because we're feeling a little bit insecure. We need to cut those cords. So this is how we do it, and this is a simple technique. We have a bright white glove, right? And we're going to use this edge of our hand. And what we're going to do is start at the top of our head, and we're going to come down the center like this, okay? And at the same time, we're going to say cut. We're going to do that 3 times. So here we go. We're going to cut, cut, cut. And now we've cut that cord, those cords, because they could be anywhere in our body. And we're going to do the same thing for our back, because cords can attach to our back. So we're going to visualize our back in front of us and do the same technique. Start at the top and come down the center. Cut, cut, cut. And now you've cut those cords. My suggestion is you do it when you get up in the morning and before you go to sleep. So I want to thank everybody for being here. If you have any questions, any comments about today's session, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear if you're going to practice this, that you would come back to this page and make a comment and see how you feel. Tell me how you feel, if there's been any difference. This is very easy technique that we can practice every single day. I do that, and it's very helpful. And over time, you'll start to notice that you may not be as stressed. Maybe your thoughts aren't as negative as they have been over time. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I want to present this opportunity for you. What I'd like to do is come on Zoom once a week. Have a Zoom session together. You don't have to put your cameras on, because I know a lot of you don't want to be seen, and that's okay. You can keep your camera off, and we can practice this together. And some other techniques that I'll be sharing here on this page, but once a week I'd like to come on and share this with you, and we can practice together. So if you could let me know if that's something you would like, that would be great. And if you need to think about it and come back at a later time and let me know, fantastic. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Anna. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And Valerie, thank you for coming too. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye.